Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. This is a self help podcast, and we always talk about ways to improve ourselves and to stop seeking validation from other people. And that is today's topic is stop seeking external validation. Because by us seeking external validation from other people, we're kind of telling ourselves that we don't trust ourselves and we can end up self sabotaging and you feel like other people's opinions are more important than your own. And we need to stop thinking that way because we live with ourselves at the end of the day. We should not base our lives around other people's opinions. And with this mindset, you are proving to yourself that you don't love yourself. Because if you did love yourself, you would not give a single fuck about what someone else thinks about you, and you wouldn't care about other people's opinions and trying to get their validation because by trying to get other people's validation, you're basically saying that you need approval from other people in order to be yourself. And that should not be the case. We need to be ourselves and be comfortable in our own skin, regardless of what other people think. Because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have their own opinions. Someone is always going to have something to say. So why give a fuck? Why waste your time giving a single fuck? Because you could really lose yourself by having this mindset and really focusing on what other people think about you. Because you're just going to forget who the fuck you are and you're going to put on this facade when no, you are that bitch and you're going to stay that bitch. Let's dive into the episode. Before we can learn to stop seeking validation from other people, we need to learn maybe the reasoning behind why we're thinking and feeling like this. There are so many different types of validation. And one I really learned was seeking validation from like the quote unquote cool kids when you're in middle school, high school, grade school, any of those. By having this mentality, you're changing yourself and you can get into trouble by trying to impress the cool kids. And back when I was in middle school, I was in a situation like that too, where I wanted to be friends with these people so bad and they were troublemakers. They were always getting into different types of trouble. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If they'll like me, I'll do what they want me to do. And I would do bad things, get myself in trouble. I was getting detention just because I wanted to be friends with these people. Like, why would I want to be friends with people who are always in detention? I don't know, but back in like middle school, it seemed cool. But I was really just trying to be validated by them. And I wasn't like that. I was actually a pretty good kid and a good student. I would always care about my grades. I didn't like getting into trouble, which is crazy because now I'm like such a free bird. But back then, I didn't like getting into trouble and I was always scared to get in trouble. But I allowed myself to get into situations and get into trouble because I wanted to be friends with these people. And that's not good. There's so many other different types of validation too, where there's like validation from men or validation from relationships, family validation, any of those. Like, you do not need someone else to define you. And that's what we need to really stop doing. We need to stop giving a fuck because we just want to be accepted. Like, no. If they're not going to accept us for who we are, why the fuck would we want to talk to them? Life is so much more peaceful when you literally do not give a single fuck. And another issue I had, I don't have this anymore, but I did really have this issue, was validation from like boyfriends. Not necessarily male validation, but like when I was in a relationship, all I wanted to do was impress my partner so they like me. Like, I would do things that I wouldn't normally do per se just to get them to like me. Like, I had a few different types of relationships. Like, my one ex, not my most recent one, the one I had like way, way before him, he was always into like, I don't know how to explain it. He always just wanted to like fuck. Like, I wasn't mad about fucking, don't get me wrong, but he needed to like fuck like 5, 6 times a day. And I'm not like that at all. Shocking, but I'm not. And I would just do it because I wanted him to like me. And I portrayed myself as this like sex loving girl because I thought that was what my ex wanted because he was always trying to fuck. And I was changing myself for him. He should have been okay with every once in a while because, like, you do not need to have sex that many times in a relationship. Like, every day, fine, but 5, 6 times a day is crazy. And I did it because I wanted him to like me. And I thought if I didn't have sex with him that many times, he would find somebody else. which he cheated anyway. So I did all that for no reason. And then my most recent ex, I also wanted to feel accepted by him because he was a cheater and I wanted him to like me. And I would do basically whatever he wanted. Like, he was a huge partier, so I would go out and party all the time. And I'm not a partier like that at all. I'm not a big drinker. And I would become one because I wanted him to like me. And I was really fucking up my goals. Like, I dropped out of school because of it. I wasn't working out consistently because of it, because I was hungover all the time, because I was partying all the time with him because I wanted him to like me. And I got into another situation where he needed money, of course, and I gave him thousands of dollars because he couldn't pay anything. And I gave it to him because I wanted him to like me, and I didn't trust him with it because he didn't fucking pay me back, which I regret it, but things like that. I was seeking validation from my ex because I wanted him to think, "Oh, she's a real one. She paid my bills. Oh, she's a real one. She does whatever I want. She'll come out with me. She's fun." Like, I changed myself for him, and that is something we don't wanna do. We do not wanna change who we are to please a relationship, even a friendship. I'm sure we've all had friendships like that where our one friend wants to do all this, that, and the fourth, and you're kind of uncomfortable with it. But sometimes you are afraid your friend's gonna get mad at you or not think you're cool or not wanna hang out with you anymore, so you just go ahead and do it. And you don't wanna do that. We talked about this last week about boundary setting. And this is something similar. We need to also stick with our boundaries because we need to stop seeking external validation. And by seeking that validation, we are not sticking to our boundaries, which is very important. We have boundaries for a reason, and we should not allow other people to cross them. And if they're okay with crossing your boundaries, they're not really your friend. You don't want them in your life if they're okay with making you feel uncomfortable. And that's another thing I realized. My ex knew I didn't wanna do all those things. I didn't wanna party. He also tried to pressure me into having threesomes all the time, and I didn't want to, but he would be like, "If we don't have threesomes, I'm gonna cheat on you. Like, the only way for me not to cheat on you is to have threesomes." And he would, like, pressure me to do that, and I would, like, try to go along with it, but I was so uncomfortable. I didn't wanna do that because he was my boyfriend. Like, I didn't wanna have to share my boyfriend. That's just wrong, you know what I mean? But I was trying to be, like, okay with it in a way because I was afraid he was gonna cheat on me. But regardless, if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. So why the fuck was I scared? Because he did. He cheated anyway. So even though I didn't do the threesomes, I was like, I'm not comfortable with it, whatever. But he was like, "You're boring." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I was just trying to get validation from him. So I tried to be this person and I put on this facade of who I was, and that was not me at all. And if you're gonna make me change myself to be with you and for you to like me, I don't fucking want you in my life. I am never gonna change myself again. I learned the hard way because I was the most depressed I've ever been because I lost sight of who I was. I dropped out of school, stopped doing my workouts, and if you know me, you know I am obsessed with health, fitness, wellness. I love my working out. I do not skip a workout. And the fact that I was skipping my workouts, I got myself in this depressive hole, which I'm not super mad about because it helped me learn and grow. Because every experience you have teaches you something. And that taught me this topic we're talking about today. Because I was trying to get this person to like me so much, I lost myself completely. And that's what'll happen. So you need to change your fucking mindset because we are not going to allow people to do this to us anymore. We're not going to allow relationships to define us. We're not going to allow friendships to define us. Another thing is family. Some people grow up in these families where their parents pressure them to be this person and they feel like they need to be that person that their family wants them to be. For example, my first ex that we were talking about, his family is full of doctors. Amazing, cool. But he didn't want to be a doctor. He hated it. He was not into it at all. But he felt like he had to become one to be validated by his family. He thought if he wasn't a doctor, his family members were going to see him as a disappointment or they weren't going to accept him anymore or they were just going to like throw him away basically. And that sucks. Like, you should never make your child feel like they have to do something. I'm so grateful that my mom did not pressure me into doing any certain type of job because I'm going to grow up and do what I want to do. I don't want to be in a career just because my family wants me to be in one. And that's another thing that I was actually worried about in my previous career. If you know, you know, but I got sucked into an adult industry. I wasn't happy about it. I didn't love it, but I got sucked into it. That's a whole nother topic. And I was afraid that my family was going to absolutely shun me and hate me for it. And they didn't really know the full story. And even to this day, they don't know the full story. They probably think I went into it by choice, and I didn't. I did not at all. I mean, I was tricked. Okay. I don't want to say forced because I wasn't like forced, but I was tricked, if that makes sense. But I didn't like doing it, and I just feel like my family was gonna think, "Oh my god, I raised a beast. Why is she like this?" But they didn't think that at all. They didn't judge me because at the end of the day, why would we judge our family members on something that's not gonna matter when we're all dead? I would never do that. If my kid wants to do whatever the fuck, not whatever the fuck, oh my God, I shouldn't say that, but like whatever career, I'm not gonna shun my kid for wanting to do that career because at the end of the day, these things don't matter. We're all gonna die anyway. So why would we hate each other for something that isn't gonna matter once we're all dead? So that's another thing I learned because I was really afraid that my family was going to shun me and I wanted their validation kind of, but at the same time, they didn't judge me and I really appreciated that. And I just stopped seeking validation from them. But some people don't have that in their lives. Like their family members will judge them. Some people's parents force religion on them, whatever it is. They do certain things because they don't want their family to be mad at them and they want to be accepted by their family. And I really hate that because everyone should be able to be who they want to be and be who they are without trying to please other people, regardless of if they're blood related or not. You shouldn't have to change your values and who you are just to make someone else like you because why would you want that person in your life? Like if I felt like I needed to be a certain way to please my mom or my sister, I wouldn't want to be around them. I wouldn't want to talk to them because I'm like, I'm changing who I am just so you like me. And if you don't like me how I am, then I don't want to talk to you. You're my mom, you're my sister. Like, you shouldn't judge me for being myself. And I'm glad my family doesn't. But it really sucks that some people do when they feel like they have to change themselves to be accepted by their family members. I don't like that. Another type of validation I meant to touch on in the last section, but I'm going to touch on it now is social media validation. We live in this digital age now where everything is all about social media. Like life is all about social media these days, which is kind of crazy. And I struggle with this one too because of course social media is part of my job. So if a TikTok or a post doesn't do well, I'm like, damn, like, should I delete it? Like, why isn't it performing well? Why would I care if somebody likes my post or not? Like, I shouldn't care about how many likes I'm getting. I shouldn't care about my views, even though, yes, it's my job. Part of me should care about that. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't feel like I need to be validated by that. And even before it was my job, when I was just posting for fun, I would still get kind of discouraged when my post didn't do well. I'd be like, damn, like, is this picture ugly? Like, no, it's not ugly. Like, sometimes people just don't see it, you know? But why should we feel like we need to be validated by strangers on the internet? Nobody really cares that much. Just let it fucking go and stop giving a fuck. People may judge you for something, but for a few minutes. And then they're gonna go on and judge someone else or worry about their own life. Nobody actually truly cares that much if you really think about it. Like, if you are one of those judgy people, I'm personally not, but everyone judges someone at some point, I guess. But you're really never thinking about it for that long. Nobody actually gives a fuck. Everyone deals with rejection, failure, people hating them, etc. That's normal. That's life. People are going to reject you sometimes. You're not going to get into every college that you apply to. You're not going to get every girlfriend or boyfriend that you want. You're not going to get everything you want. You're going to fail sometimes. You're not going to succeed the first time you try something. Your first podcast is going to be bad. Your first workout is going to be bad. Your first anything is going to be bad. You just need to keep going and stop looking for other people's approval and be yourself, and you will succeed on your own. You don't need other people's opinions or approval to be yourself and to be successful. Because if you are focused on other people's validation, you're going to lose yourself and you're not going to be successful because you're putting yourself on a low, low, low pedestal and you're putting everyone's opinions on a high pedestal. Hell no. We're not doing that. That was horrible. Please, edit that out. um, but yeah, everyone is going to have haters. I have a fair share of haters. Every single person I know has haters, and it is what it is. But who gives a fuck? They should motivate you, low key, because if somebody hates you, that means you're doing something right. The most important thing for you to be able to stop seeking validation from other people is having high self-worth. That will help you so much to stop seeking external validation. You know you're unique. You know you're special. You know you're beautiful. You know you're smart. You know all these positive things about yourself. You know yourself best. Other people don't know you. So do not care about their opinions. Why are you placing your self-worth in the hands of other people? You're literally handing them your self-worth on a silver platter. No, take that shit back. Do things that suit you, not just because you feel like that's how somebody else wants you to be or somebody else is doing it. That's toxic as fuck. We gotta stop with that shit because we are amazing. Everyone has unique qualities about ourselves. Why would we wanna change? If everyone was the same, if everyone was doing the same thing, life would be so fucking boring. We're all different. Life is more perfect when everything is different. Everything's colorful. If everything was black and white, boring. If everything was blue, boring. Like everything is good when it's different. You don't want everyone to have the same personality. You don't want everyone being interested in the same things. You want everyone to like different things, and you just need to work on your confidence a little bit. If you are seeking external validation from other people, you are not confident. And having confidence is super, super important. When I started focusing on my mental health, my fitness, my skincare, my hair, like everything, when I've been putting so much effort into myself, I am so much more confident. My skin is glowing because I feel healthy and I feel good on the inside. And I just feel so much better about myself because I'm doing things that I truly want to do, not just because I want other people to like me. Like, I love focusing on my workouts and like healthy stuff. So I don't go out all that much and I focus on eating whole foods. I focus on my morning workouts. I'm not going to just go out and party just because I feel like that's what everyone wants to do and I want people to accept me and be friends with me. I don't care if people think I'm boring because I don't want to drink. Think I'm boring, but guess what? I'm healthy and that's what matters to me. I don't care about that stuff. And if you have those other priorities and our priorities don't align with each other, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to date. We don't have to be in each other's lives if our priorities don't align. It's fine. We're all meant to be on different levels. We're not all going to align with each other. And that's just how it is. So we should not be seeking validation from people because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Having positive affirmations will also help you tremendously. Every morning, I write in my little manifestation journal, I write everything I'm grateful for. And then I write things saying that it's already happened, like things that I want. Like, let's say I have a goal to buy a house in the next year. I'll write, I am grateful for this house and like elaborate on the house, for example, because I do my manifestations as if things have already happened. I like to put things in the now tense, not future tense. Because if I put things into existence, I feel like they'll actually happen. That's just how my brain works. I don't know if yours works that way too. But even if you're not into manifestation and all that, I do think positive affirmations will help you a lot. Be like, I am beautiful. I am grateful. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that bitch. You remember that song? No, but seriously, having positive affirmations will really boost your confidence and make you feel really good. Sometimes at night, I like to listen to on Spotify, I find like these subliminals and positive affirmations to fall asleep to, and then it'll have me going to sleep with a healthy and happy mindset. But in the morning, I do like to say a lot of positive things about myself. I'll always talk about what I'm grateful for. I'll always compliment myself because guess what? I am that fucking bitch. I don't care if you don't like me. I like me. And that's all that matters. Period. Queen girl, pussy boss. Who said that? Someone said that, but it's true. Sorry for my foul language. But seriously, y'all, we have to stop trying to seek external validation from other people because at the end of the day, nothing fucking matters. You live with yourself every fucking day. Be who you want to be. Do not put other people on a pedestal. Do not prioritize other people's opinions over your own. You are the most important thing in your own life. Own it. Own who you are. You are fucking special. And the people that actually care about you and love you will see that. And if they try to make you change, fuck them. Fuck them haters. Anyway, see you next week. Hope that helped. Bye.